the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun Mitzion. Today we're doing Mesechus Pesachim, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Ches, and we also started the fourth Perek, Mishnah Aleph. I want to talk about the last Mishnah in Perek Gimel. It says, how we talked about a Mishnah Zion. How much, if you have chametz in your house that you didn't get rid of, right, and you're on your way to do a mitzvah on your dalit, if you have time to do both, you should go back and mavayir the chametz, burn it or throw it in the sea, in order to get rid of it. How much do you have to have in your house that warrants you going back? So it's the three machlok, because we pass on the chametz, basar kodesh bekazayas, not relevant to chametz, something else. Halakha about burning meat, no star. But chametz is a kabetza. Chametz the shear is a kabetza. That if you have a chametz, the shear of a kabetza, then you have to go back. If it's less than kabetza, even though it's a kazayas, you don't have to go back. You don't have to go back for a kazayas. Now, according to the explanation I gave yesterday in Yom Tzion, the whole reason you're going back is because there's a mitzvah, losa say bal yaram bal yamate, which is a kazayas. That's a shear. Having kazayas in your possession, you violate bal yaram bal yamate. So therefore, that answered the question: why do we say osik mizah patrim as you're going to do a pesach or milah? Because one's an essay and one's a losa essay. A losa is more severe than an essay, so they wouldn't say osik mizah patrim mitzvah when you're violating a losa essay. So therefore, the whole point, once Yudal and Nisan come to the night, there's mitzvah of Dikas Chametz. You have a mitzvah to mavar the Chametz so that Chatzos on Pesach, you don't violate Bal Yirah Bal Yamate. It's preempting Bal Yirah Bal Yamate. You're muzar not to violate Bal Yirah Bal Yamate. So that's why you have to go back if you have time. However, the shir should be Kazayas. Bal Yirah Bal Yamate is a Kazayas. So there's another fact that I failed to mention. An interesting question, an interesting scenario they talked about. Pesach and Milah are not a regular mitzvah essay. They're very severe mitzvah essays. They're only two mitzvah essays in the Torah where you chayav kares if you don't do them. So it's not a regular case of osik mitzvah pater mitzvah. It's osik b'mitzvah, a chamer mitzvah essay. There's kares. Maybe that's why the Mishnah says it has to be a kabetza. Because if it's a kabetza, then maybe you have two lavim, one for Bal Yiram, one for Bal Yimatzah, a gazayas for each. There's a svara that the Chazal say, right? The reason Orla and Klaya Kerem are batal 1 in 200, as opposed to Truma, which is batal 1 in 100. Why is it doubly chomer, doubly stringent? Is because by Klaya Kerem and Orla is an Isser Achila and an Isser Hana, as opposed to Truma. Right? Truma is an Isser Achila, but there's no Isser Hana. You're allowed to benefit from Truma. Truma you're allowed to benefit from. If you're a Zar, apparently you're allowed to benefit from Truma. And if it's Truma Tmeya, right, a Kohen's allowed to benefit from Truma Tmeya. He can't eat it, but he can benefit from Truma Tmeya. He can burn it Tachas Tavshila. He can use it as fuel for his stove. So, at the end of the day, you need, it's a stringent mitzvah, so there's more reasons to say Osik mitzvah, Pater and mitzvah. So therefore, you need the double shear, Kazayas for both Bal Yirah and Bal Yamatzah. It's two different Isurim, right? Sometimes Bal Yirah applies, sometimes Bal Yamatzah applies, sometimes you violate both. So therefore, to account that you're a kazayas for both Bal Yirah and Bal Yamatzah, that you have two lavim over here. If it was just one kazayas, maybe it's only Bal Yirah, Bal Yamatzah. But I have two kazayasim, so we could say one is for Bal Yirah, one is for Bal Yamatzah. Doubly stringent, and therefore, osik mitzvah is not pater min a mitzvah. And if you have time to do both, you should go back and mimavayir your chametz, because we're talking about a double isser over here, and that is more important than the mitzvah's essay of Milah or Karm Pesach. Even though there's kares if you don't do this thing, it's still more important because it's a double lob over here. That's why you need the share of a kabetza. That's my thought over here. Is it conclusive? No, but it's a good question, and it's a pretty good answer. I hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.